I told you guys that I'm gonna be making an Eclipse protocol build with the new Catalyst mask, and that's exactly what I have here. Now, I wasn't really happy with how it's actually performing with 4 because I was going for either all red or all yellow, but answer was actually to go 50-50, and that's pretty much what I'm doing here. It's performing really well. Now, last season I did made an Eclipse protocol crit build where I was using the Pyromaniac assault rifle with the microwave coils modifier, so we were pulsing our targets and burning them fairly easily. Unfortunately, we can't do that this season, so that's why going back to our trusty old LMG, the Iron Lung, and that's why we were able to do the burn effect and proccing Eclipse protocol. Now, before I show you the build, I do need to talk about one issue here: the mask. The Catalyst mask is actually bugged right now, so it's not giving you that full damage from the mask, and I also I believe the status effect. Now, I'm not really sure if you are getting the bonus armor and the reload speed or not, because I am getting bonus armor, but then the modifier also gives you bonus armor, so I'm not sure which one is giving me bonus armor right now, whether it's the modifier or the mask itself. So if you know that, you should let me know in the comment section. But don't worry, I'm kind of fixing that. Not the mask, but I'm adding expertise on my weapon to kind of get back that lost damage from the mask, so you guys have an idea how much damage you're actually going to be doing when the mask is actually fixed, and when you don't have any weapon expertise, of course. But when you do have expertise, it'll be even higher damage. So basically, the build will get improved in the future once the mask is fixed. Like, you'll do even more damage. So yeah, let me show you that. But first, I do need to talk about the modifiers. There's timestamps given. If you don't use modifiers, you can skip to the build directly if you want to, but I do need to kind of address the modifiers here. So let's go. Now, as for the modifiers, for my active modifiers, I am using the target rich environment because honestly, it's really hard to beat this modifier, especially with that low cooldown of 30 seconds. When you activate this, you're going to be gaining those attribute score really quickly at a ×2 speed. So that's nice. That'll help you gain those tiers really quickly. Plus, when the 15-second timer is expired, all your attributes will be frozen, and then it'll be multiplied by 4 for 25 seconds. So that's really solid there. So that's what I'm choosing. I mean, if you want, you can use a Soul Link or Tech Link, but yeah, this is, again, hard to beat, like I said. Now, as for the passive modifier, I'm using Loaded Up because more crits is always welcome. So yeah, that's not bad. So more crits for us. And for the other passive modifier, I'm using Tech Upgrades, which says while at tier 3 in both in firearms and electronics, your skill duration is increased by 25% of your current critical hit damage value. We will hit that. Like, I'm already starting out with 2 tiers in both of them, so gaining one more tier shouldn't be an issue, and you will activate this fairly quickly. So my skill, like the smart cover that I'm using, will gain more duration there, so not bad. As for the third one, I'm using the blocker here, the interference blocker, which is disrupt resistance by 10% for each electronic tier. I already have 4 tiers, so yeah, we're getting 40% of, basically disrupt resistance. So if you activate your active modifiers and then this becomes like ×2 the value, yeah, you'll be maxed out at disrupt resistance. So those hunters will not be able to jam you or anything. Like, you won't get EMP'd, which is nice. So that's basically my modifiers here. Now, as for the weapons, of course, it's going to be the Iron Lung LMG because this is how the build will function in a way, because you fire this weapon, you burn your targets, and that burn will spread because of Eclipse protocol, and then you get more damage, even more damage. Your masks build up the stacks, and you just shred, right? So basically, this is what's making this build kind of work in the first place. Now, you could kind of use this blue screen LMG here as well, but to be honest, Iron Lung LMG has more value here. Because how easy it is to activate the fire effect, the status effect, basically. St. Elmo's also has shock ammo, but it doesn't activate so very often. The Iron Lung does. So, like I said, Iron Lung is the one that you want to be using. Without this, the build will probably not going to work in a way, unless you're using a status effect skill, that is, like a fire starter or like a hive or something, you know. As for the secondary weapon, we're using Lexington here. It's just, I just have it here just to say that I have a Lexington. You don't have to use this. You can use something like the Pyromaniac because of that extra damage to burn targets, because we are burning targets. Or you can just use something like a Lefty for that, sledgehammer if you're throwing grenades and stuff. You can use whatever. I'm going to leave the secondary weapon for you to choose, whatever you want to use it. But make sure you're using Iron Lung, of course, for this build to work. Now, you can see that I have 24% weapon expertise here. And you'll say like, oh yeah, you have extra weapon damage. Of course, you're going to do more damage. No, the mask is bugged. That's why I have the weapon damage here to kind of basically get the lost damage back in a way. So yeah, that's pretty much my weapons here. Right, so this is the build over here, and as you can see, now I know it looks a bit weird here with all that 3 weapon damage and like 3 skill tier here, but give me some time, it'll make sense here why I'm going like this and not going all red or all yellow. Because there will be diminishing return if I change few things here and there. Like for example, we have 4 skill tier here, so which is good, and our smart cover is giving us a lot of damage to target of cover, and also at the same time we have good duration on our Eclipse protocol, and so we can have a good weapon damage. If you go extra skill tier, your weapon damage will actually get reduced. Even though you get a lot of damage to target of cover from your smart cover, you will not gain that more weapon damage. Now, you will definitely gain more duration on your skills and like your status effects. So that's good. So if you just want to focus on that, then you can use 5 skill tier, heck, even 6 skill tier. But if you want that weapon damage to be high, this is the better setup in my opinion right now. But honestly, in the future, once the mask gets fixed, you could go 6 skill tier. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. But this is working really well right now. So that's what I'm doing here. Now, as for the mask, of course, I'm using the Catalyst mask. So if you don't know what it does, well, let me kind of give you a brief over here. So when you apply status effect or enemies apply status effect onto you, or you're applying status effect to yourself, you gain stacks. You get 12 stacks. That means you get like 24% of weapon damage and status effect. Now, currently this is bugged right now. So yeah, that's there's a problem here. However, that's the reason why I added the weapon expertise on my weapon to kind of show you how much damage you can actually do once you get the full buff, like when it's not bugged, when it's fixed, right? Now you do gain status effect, you get stacks by applying status effect 1 stacks per second. But if you're getting status effect applied onto you, you get 2 stacks per second. Now you do lose 1 stack per second after 5 seconds of no status effect applied to anyone, but that's will not going to happen that often because you literally have a weapon that applies status effect. Like seriously, you got a weapon that burns targets fairly easily, so you will easily manage this out without an issue. Like if you just fire the weapon, that is. Now you also gain bonus armor and reload speed. Now I don't know if this one is bugged as well, because I feel like I was getting bonus armor. Do let me know in the comment section though that if it's bugged or not, like this particular section of the mask here, the bonus armor and the reload speed, because I feel like I was getting bonus armor. Now you also can hit your targets while burning, so that's also good. So yeah, that's your Catalyst mask basically. Yeah. Now, as for the build, of course, 4 pieces of Eclipse protocol. If I show you my stats here, I got weapon damage, crit damage at the attributes. I got skill tier and crit damage here. For the knee pads, for the gloves, I have skill tier and crit damage. And for the backpack, I got skill tier, crit damage, crit chance and crit damage mod. Now, of course, we use the backpack because of that amplified damage, like 30% to status effect target. Now, it's not just burn. Any status effect will work. So if you're using a skill, something like a riot foam or like a hive, yeah, this will work as well, so no problem. You don't have to worry about just relying on your LMG fire damage, the burn effect. It will work with pretty much any status effect, even if you're EMPing, so it'll work, so no problem there. Now, if you're a new player, don't know what the Eclipse protocol does, well, 2-piece gives you status effect, which is good, so you have a longer duration on your burn, bleed, whatever status effect that is. You also get hazard protection 30% and 15% skill heads. We actually have 50% hazard protection on this build, and you can get even higher, especially for the EMP, like the disrupt resistance. You have 100%, like you're maxed out, especially when the active modifier is active. Like by default, you have 70%. And when your active modifier is active and doubling your passive modifier, you will have like 100% disrupt resistance. So hunters will not jam your skills. That's all I can say. Now, and the 4th piece, this is where all the magic happens. When you apply status effect, it pretty much spreads on kill within 10 meters of all the enemies and has the 50% of the duration refreshed here. So basically just apply status effect, get a kill, it spreads. Pretty much that's how it works, right? So that's 4 pieces of your Eclipse protocol here. Now, as for the chest piece, I went with the Shishka because, it's a crit chance and we're using LMG, so we probably need the crit chance a bit more. So yeah, you could use a Steelworks for, armor on kill or anything else, but Shishka works fine here. We got weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage, and crit damage mod. Now, I'm using the Obliterate talent, but you can actually use the glass cannon as well. I just don't have a Shishka piece with a glass cannon talent, otherwise I'll be using it. So yeah, I would actually tell you to use glass cannon because this not only buffs your weapon damage, but also buffs your skill damage. So if you're using fire starter or any like damage skills, then this will help you, because it's 25% of amplified damage. So you'll do even more damage here. Plus, don't forget your backpack is giving you amplified damage. That is 30%. So 55% of amplified damage. That is really good, right? Now you have to be careful because you're going to take a lot of damage from it. So yeah, just be careful there. Otherwise, glass cannon will be a better choice in my opinion here. So that's pretty much my chess piece. And that's basically the build here. Now, if I show you my stats, you can see I have 50% crit chance, which is fairly high. You'll get even more crit chance because of the modifiers, right? So that's good. So we'll get more crit chance. I mean, 50% is already good. Crit damage will also increase because of our passive modifiers, so that's not bad. So we'll get more damage. Now, if I show you my defensive stats, you can see I have 50% hazard protection here already. If you want more hazard protection, you could use the passive modifier that gives you hazard protection, so that will increase the hazard protection there. But if I show you my disrupt resistance, it's 80%, which is fairly high. Like, this is a really good amount of disrupt resistance. But when the active modifier is active, your passive modifier gains double the thing, you know, it multiplies by 2 basically. This will be sitting at 100%. So that means no jam will work on you, like no jammer pulse or hunter EMP will work on you, which is good. So you'll be sitting at 100% at that time. So not bad there. As for my skill, like I mentioned, I was using the smart cover, which is the precision one. So it gives us crazy amount of damage to target of cover and weapon handling. You're basically going to beam like an aimbot kind of way. Like, it's crazy, and reload your weapon really quickly, right? Because of that weapon handling. So yeah, that's why I'm using it. And this also helps not just you, your entire group. So that's good. As for the second skill, you can use whatever. I'm using a healing drone because I am running solo most of the time. So I kind of need that healing in a way. But honestly, if you're playing in a group, Riot Foam will be a great choice, or Oxidizer, or like Fire Starter, anything that can get those enemies out of the way of cover and put them out in the open, and you can stun them with a Riot Foam or something. You can use that. You can use whatever skill you like. You can use it there. Depends on the content you're playing, to be honest. If you want damage or you just want to be support in that particular case, so yeah, you could use that. It's totally up to you. I'm going to leave the second skill as a flex for you guys to choose. Right now, like I said, I'm using the healing drone to heal me, and it's a good healing because it's a 4 skill tier, drone there. So yeah, so that's pretty much the build. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. I thought this was a kind of fun approach here to play it like this. Last season, I made it with the microwave coil pulse. This time, I'm doing with this one, and it works really well. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.